If you've ever said or thought, I know someone who invested in real estate and it went really bad, this video is for you. I hear that sentence all the time from physicians who are interested in the space, residents, attendings, even people making very good money. There's always a story attached, an uncle, a colleague, a friend of a friend, and usually that story is enough to shut the whole conversation down. So today, I want to talk about why doctors fear real estate, why most of those fear stories are misleading, and most importantly, how to avoid becoming one of them. Section number 1, the real reason these stories exist. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most bad real estate stories aren't about real estate. They're about lack of education, bad leverage, poor partnership arrangements, no plan, or jumping in because someone else told them it was a good deal. Real estate done randomly can absolutely go wrong. And in fact, I've had a learning curve along the way as well and made some mistakes along the way. But that's not unique to real estate. That's what happens when smart people make financial decisions without a framework to follow. And physicians are especially vulnerable to this. Because we're trained to be decisive, we're trained to be confident and action-oriented, but we're almost never taught how investing actually works. What's interesting is that residents and attendings fear different things. Residents usually think, I don't make enough yet. I'll wait until I'm an attending. I don't want to mess this up. Attendings think, I don't have time to fix a mistake. What if I lose money? I've worked too hard to risk this. Different fears, same result. That result is inaction. And inaction feels safe, but it has a significant cost. Residents lose time, attendings lose flexibility. Neither group realizes that education removes most of the risk they're afraid of. But unfortunately, high income doesn't feel like freedom. This part surprises a lot of people. High income doesn't automatically equal freedom. For many attendings, it actually means higher taxes, more responsibility, less flexibility, and a pace they didn't fully choose. You finally, quote unquote, make it, but slowing down suddenly feels impossible. That's because income alone doesn't create options. Real estate creates optionality alongside your active income. Not quitting medicine tomorrow, not overnight wealth, but leverage over your time, your schedule, your future decisions, and that's the part most physicians were never taught. So what does doing real estate right actually look like? Here's what doing it right actually looks like for physicians. It's slow, it's intentional, and frankly, it's a little bit boring. It's not flashy, it's not 20 properties in 18 months necessarily, although that's possible, and it's definitely not chasing trends. It's learning before buying, simple first deals that create a framework, conservative leverage, and systems that work around medicine, not instead of medicine. The goal isn't to escape completely. The goal is to build choices. Choices to cut back if you decide to, or manipulate your schedule. Choices to be able to say no and prioritize you and your family. Choices to practice medicine on your own terms. There's a real risk most doctors never consider, and this is the part that I want to leave with you. The biggest risk for most physicians isn't real estate. It's spending the next 10, 20, 30, 35, 40 years dependent on income alone, exposed to taxes at the highest bracket, exposed to burnout, and wondering why success doesn't feel the way it's supposed to. Fear feels protective, and most of the time, it's just delaying decisions that create freedom later. If you want a step-by-step framework for how physicians approach real estate, whether you're a resident starting early or an attending looking for flexibility, I do have deeper training available. But even if you never buy anything, the most important takeaway is this. The answer isn't to avoid real estate because of fear stories. The answer is to learn how not to do it wrong. Because real estate done intentionally has helped more physicians regain control over their time and future than almost any other tool. So if you want a free starting point, check the description and I'll point you in the right direction so you can get started with your journey today.